Ephesus by İlayda Demirgüreş and Tayla Cangöz.
Ephesus is in Selçuk, İzmir. It has 2 harbors, an amphitheater, library of CELCUS, temple of ARTEMIS, Basilica of St.John, temple of HADRIAN, and a lot of other ruins.
Library of CELCUS. There are only the ruins of the library now, but before the earthquakes there were many parchments in it. And now millions of people around the world come to Izmir to see this amazing library. In addition, Library of CELCUS is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
The Great Theater. It is located opposite the Harbor Street and easily seen when entering from the south entrance to Ephesus. It has a capacity of 25,000 seats. The theater was used not only for concerts and plays, but also for religious, political, and philosophical discussions, and for gladiator and animal fights.
Temple of Artemis. The 6th century BC was the golden age of Ionian colonies in Asia Minor. A rich city, which was Ephesus, befitted a grand temple, the Temple of Artemis.
Basilica of St.John. It is believed that the evangelist St. John had spent his last years in the region around Ephesus and buried in the southern slope of Ayalong Hill. 300 years after the death of St. John, a small chapel was constructed over the grave in the 4th century. The Church of St. John was changed into a marvelous basilica during the reign of Emperor Justinian. St. John, or the Apostle John, was the writer of the 4th Gospel and the Book of Revelation.
Temple of Hadrian. It is one of the best preserved and most beautiful structures in Ephesus. It was built by Quintilius and was dedicated in the Emperor Hadrian, who came to visit the city from ancient in 108 AD. Inside the temple, above the door, a human figure, probably Mesusa, stands with ornaments of a centus.
This is me when I went to Ephesus, and I'm in front of the CELCUS library. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to me.